A new docu-series about 1 October was just released a couple days ago. 11 minutes lets the shoes from the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history step into the souls of the survivors. One of the executive producers of the film, Ashley Hoff, is a survivor herself whose boots inspired her documentary journey. Just as she put a warning before every docu-series episode, I want to warn you that some of the upcoming images could be difficult to watch. When Ashley Hoff was running for her life on October 1st, 2017, she had to kick off these cowboy boots.
I began falling. As it turns out, cowboy boots are very bad running shoes. And when 20,000 people dropped their beverages on the ground, it turned that cement into an ice skating rink.
Ashley and her husband were in town from Los Angeles, celebrating their wedding anniversary at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival. She will never forget when the first gunshots rang out, initially thinking they were fireworks.
I turned around to take a picture and turn back to him to say, "Oh my gosh, isn't this show amazing?" And I watched the person behind him sadly get shot.
A harrowing night of survival ensued. Ashley didn't even realize she broke her arm until they made it to a gas station in Barstow.
Being a survivor of an event like this, it's not just about surviving 11 minutes. It's about surviving second one and every second of the rest of your life to follow. Being a survivor is a lifelong journey.
8 months after the shooting, Ashley received a catalog picturing thousands of personal items left behind by concert goers that night.
If I recall right, 77 pages of shoes in that initial catalog, 5 pairs on each page, and there on 56 were those cowboy boots.
Ashley claimed her boots, and within months, an FBI agent arrived at her door to deliver them.
And when I opened that box, it was the greatest wave of clarity I've ever had. I knew exactly why I couldn't stop thinking about them. They were the last piece of me that was in that field, and they got to come home. And additionally, although they are certainly responsible for my broken arm, they are a part of my life-saving miracle.
Ashley knew the thousands of other shoes left behind on the festival grounds each had a story as well. She set out on a mission to tell as many of those stories as she could.
When days are dark, I remember bearing witness to some of the most incredible accounts of humanity, and I was really passionate about recording that history as this anniversary approached.
It was like any other day. Crews are out working, getting ready for the show.
11 minutes is what Ashley calls the hardest and most rewarding project she's ever done. It features Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officers.
I don't think there was any one of us that thought we were coming out the same way that we went in.
Country artists who were performing that night. And the victims and survivors who met terror with incredible bravery and compassion.
I can't say what made me decide to go back in, but it's the right thing to do.
At the end of the final episode, 11 minutes lists the names of the 58, along with the name of every person lost in a mass shooting in the United States since that night.
A big part of this was to inspire people through narrative to fight for change. I don't ever want to see another documentary who can spend 6.5 minutes listing down names after America's largest mass shooting. I hope that this changes hearts. I hope that it changes a lot.
So Ashley is in town this weekend. She'll be attending the 1 October Remember Festival with hundreds of other survivors. If you are interested in watching that documentary, it is streaming now on Paramount+. Just be kind to yourself and give yourself some grace as you're watching it. It's a tough thing to take in.